this chance of changing the path in which our world is taking slow. It makes sense that the smallest little voice can make the loudest noise. And if they try to tell me my own fate, I'll turn it around, won't hesitate. What's the point of tomorrow if it's a future missing you?
Bring it on, cause I'm just gonna grow up in the battle, ayy. Gonna let the darkness keep on burning my fire. Ain't nobody gonna stop me. I gotta stop this nightmare, because I'm dreaming of my future. Past, future, present is the world that we live in. I ain't scared of my past, because tomorrow keeps approaching fast. I'm screaming out from my pride.
Now I need you to wipe away your tears. The time has come to face our fears. To know
I'm never falling down, I'll keep on sailing. Now this is my destiny.
defy the world to make you smile. If it keeps you around a while, don't go.
I gotta shake off the pain for you and me. May our failures all rest in peace.
We'll strike back.
This city never sleeps, chemically brought down on its knees. With every breath that I breathe, clenched fists and gritting teeth. Tonight the energy flowing in me is waiting for release. Thunder beneath my feet, I sight you on until the dawn. The darkness falls, and I lose control. I feel it in my bones, a spark to lead us through the shadows. Can I fight the way before me? It's coursing through my soul, a road to guide us through the sorrow. Can I calm this storm inside me? This electricity, a part of me that's under pressure. Charged up, my fuse igniting, a sight you wanna see. I'm outside, pointing to the sky, gonna make the earth shake, cause you can't contain me. Voltage bursts through the black of my eyes, put my finger on the trigger and I'll shock you, baby. Against the odds, until the dawn. The darkness falls, and I lose control. I feel it in my bones, a spark to lead us through the shadows. Can I fight the way before me? It's coursing through my soul, a road to guide us through the sorrow. Can I calm this storm inside me? I feel it in my bones, a spark to lead us through the shadows. But can I fight the way before me? It's coursing through my soul, a road to guide us through the sorrow. Can I calm this storm inside me? I feel it in my bones, a spark to lead us through the shadows. Can I fight the way before me? It's coursing through my soul, a road to guide us through the sorrow.
What's going on, everybody? It's Wednesday, so you know that we got some CCS in the Platinum Division here today. We got a banger matchup for you as we got Dorado Omega taking on ID Frozen. I'm Raj Hayes, joined by Sultan. Sultan, you ready for today?
Yeah, it is. It is the last week of Platinum. It will affect the seeding, so why not? Why not be excited?
There we go, and we are into this draft already as the bands are coming out. Aatrox and Seraphine taken away by Dorado and Kench. The first ban so far for ID. Their second one should be coming shortly. But, is there anything that you are specifically looking out for this game or anything to just keep in mind as we go through this draft for game number one?
Well, I guess the most important thing is that the patch hit today, so there has been like some buffs and nerfs. I guess the most important ones are like Zeri, Yumi, and Poppy nerfs, especially Poppy in the jungle has been like a really strong pick to stop these more effective junglers. I think, especially like they banned it, but Diana, Lee Sin, any champion that dashes has been like really off meta just because of Poppy's Poppy. So I think it being off the table is good. We see the bans, and Dorado is just basically banning Comfort. I know Watercat is a big Seraphine player. Also, Elsa from Frozen. Aatrox is one of his signature champs. It's one of the champions that got him the top lane all-star first team last season. So I think bans are just mainly Comfort from both teams right now.
Yeah, and that makes sense here. First pick for Dorado coming through here, and it's going to be the Olaf pickup. And I think Olaf's a pretty interesting pick with Jarvan still available.
Yep, it is, but at the same time, Olaf is one of the signature picks for Stunna, who is the jungler for the side of Dorado. He, I think, recently received MVP honors from Victorous Draft League, so he definitely is really like able to play that champion. He mainly pops off and he has the chance. He gets the champion. The answer is Twitch, which is interesting. Twitch is he has invisibility, but is an immobile ADC when you really think about it. So we'll see how this goes. They can pair it up with something like Lulu, maybe.
Yeah, usually you see the Lulu paired up with the Twitch. And Sivir is still available here. Yeah, there we go. We're gonna get the Lulu, and Twitch is traditionally the counter pick into Sivir, so kind of daring Dorado to say, all right, pick that Sivir. We have a favorable matchup. We're cool with it. So I don't think it would be too bad just paired up with the Olaf because of that increased move speed. There's still a lot of potential there.
Yeah. I was gonna say I think the answer would be like, ooh, I really
Oh,
like this.
yeah, this is awesome. MF and Ash locked in for Dorado into the bottom lane. You want to talk about that a little bit?
So this bot lane, just in a scope, Misfortune and Ash just have decent, really good chemistry. Ash sends out the ultimate, and then the stun stays on you for a really long time. So MF ultimate will just come on top. You're gonna get melted down. But the laning pressure is also just insane. Thinking that Misfortune takes Comet and Ash takes Comet or Aerie at the same time, that's just like a lot of poke damage coming in. Twitch is not the highest range ADC in the game, so it will be really punishing if he tries to like overextend to hit the wave. Even if you have a Lulu, the Lulu will be under pressure as well because Ash arrows, every one of them slow, they do a decent amount of damage. So they will just have to be careful about how they position themselves in the lane. But again, Misfortune Ash, they're also pretty immobile. MF has a decent amount of movement speed, but movement speed sometimes doesn't save you from Jarvan. So decent answer. Jarvan is also seen as a counter pick to Olaf. Olaf, when the enemy team picks a J4, has to run the flash if he's running Ghost. He just really can't do much. The Twitch will be safe. So just good answers from both teams to what both of them are trying to draft right now.
Yeah, definitely. And you see kind of just how that first pick actually goes about and how Red Side is able to, counteract the first pick in this first rotation. And then, Dorado ends up getting the better bot lane, or at least the favorable bot lane in the situation. So second bans are coming through, or second phase of bans are coming through here. Akali and Vex taken off the table by ID, and Darius is the first target for Dorado. Could be another top lane ban here, as you see ID is trying to pinch those solo lanes.
I also have maybe I guess an idea. They can also flex this all off the top lane, which Harmonica God doesn't really have Olaf games recently, but he did play it before, like a few weeks ago. It's not the hardest champ if you have a little practice on it. If they can, even though it's nerfed, we just said it, but Poppy just makes J4 really completely useless. So
Mm-hmm.
even though she doesn't have the at least the farming now in the jungle, it is much harder because they reduce the damage on the Q, which is what you use mostly to clear the jungle as Poppy. You can still take the Poppy here and just make sure the J4 is not really able to do anything to her backline, and then send Olaf top with it, or even send Poppy top and then have
Yeah.
Poppy join the team fights, right? So
Mhm.
I think that would be a decent idea. We're gonna see what they're gonna do with it. They go for
Oh,
Zen. It's kind of the
yeah.
same idea. Like
Mhm.
since ultimate kind of just throws Jarvan away when he's trying to go for the flag and drag combo into the ultimate. ID paired Jarvan with Orianna, so they still have like they're just going for full on team fighting, but the Dorado has the means to kind of stop it for now. Zin is also really good to kind of be a frontline tank when most of your damage will be coming from Orianna and Twitch. So I think the top lane pick here will really be important for ID's comp to really work, because we already seen almost 3 bans coming in the way of Elsa. So I'm kind of surprised or interested in what he's going to pull here.
Yeah, so last pick, blind pick, or a counter pick, sorry, for Elsa from Frozen in this top lane. Garen's the hover right now. That would be pretty interesting, but I assume it won't be that. Oh, okay. Well, it is that. Garen locked in for Elsa in the top lane, and I was not quite expecting that one, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I did not as well. But I guess if you look at it from a scope, Olaf is mainly really good for sustaining a lane with the new passive. He gets lifesteal from his own passive, and then he also like pops off at level 6. His kind of thing is just surviving at low HP. On the other hand, Olaf wants to get to low HP, but if you get low HP, Garen will just one shots you, right? So
Yeah.
I think that would be a great answer if he can play the pre-6 laning phase, because Olaf still does a lot of damage, does true damage. He has sustain until level 6, so I think it heavily relies on Elsa's knowledge for this laning phase. But if he can survive it, I think it's definitely favorable for Garen after level 6, where he can just ult the Olaf and just one-shot him from 1/3 of his HP.
Yeah, and then Garen also can take ignite in this matchup, and
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen more Garens take ignite than teleport anyway at this point. So you can kind of expect that to cut some of that healing off from the Olaf passive, like you were talking about. But overall, we kind of can see we talked a little bit about ID and wanting to play that team fight composition with the Jarvan, with the Orianna, with the Twitch and the Lulu, who can scale up. And then if Twitch doesn't get punished really hard in this early game, this is one of the best AD carries in the business right now. So especially paired up with Lulu, a very very strong combo and can scale pretty effectively. But on the other side, Dorado still has some team fighting presence with that Misfortune and Ash are, but you mentioned Jin Zhao kind of face tanking or frontlining, being able to do that with the ultimate, and then you have LeBlanc to kind of disrupt that back line. So right now, who are you feeling? Which composition are you liking better?
I think if I had to choose, I would say Dorados, because most of their champions are actually really good answers to what ID picked. Like the laning phases will be super hard for most of ID's champions.
Yeah.
LeBlanc has much more pressure than Orianna, especially with the Zen. If you if LeBlanc lands a chain on you, you're more than likely gonna die because Flash doesn't always take you out of the range of the chain. You're gonna get bursted down as Orianna pretty easily. Top lane also winning. I think what is most important for ID is how this J4 is gonna play. Because his bot lane will be getting harassed really hard unless Dorado misplays the lane really hard. The
Mhm.
top lane, again, Garen doesn't really have he can't really fight Olaf really easily. Same for mid lane. So this Jarvan, if he tries to gank and gets counter ganked, that's almost game over for ID. But if he can get some good ganks in, get some of his lanes ahead before their power spikes even come in, then that's how ID can win this game. Especially if the Olaf is behind, this Lulu and Twitch will be much safer compared to an Olaf being fed in the side lane. So I think that's the most important thing for ID. But I also favor Dorado's draft right now.
Yeah, and I agree. I mean, they do have a lot of answers, and like you said, it's kind of gonna be on Nubly on this Jarvan to see what can he get done as in this early game, and Jin Zhao is also a jungler who's known to excel in the early game. Um, just trying to keep that tempo up. So it'll be interesting to see if these junglers start on the same side of the map. And if they do, that sets up a potential 3v3 or 2v2 that quite possibly could determine the entire game.
Yeah.
We are into this client draft though. Getting through it. We're almost there. Um let us know who you guys got. Which composition are you liking better? What team are you rooting for in the chat? Let us know what's up here. Um
I, hmm. What is your prediction? Like, I guess a prediction for the series, let's say. Not for this game specifically.
yeah. I mean, Dorado's coming in as the undefeated squad, right? And ID is kind of, in a rough patch right now. They've lost their last 2 weeks. And maybe their momentum's a little bit down. So I think that if ID can take this first game, it's gonna be huge for their momentum. And kind of just overall team morale. But if they don't, I think, it'll be a quick and easy 2-0 for Dorado. That's what I think. What about you?
I think it would be a 2-1 because like ID has been on a losing streak. Yes, like Dorado is undefeated, but I think ID has a few players that can actually like really show up when the things are going bad. They haven't been able to for the last 2 weeks, but maybe this week is their it's their time to say, okay, we had a little bit of a downfall towards the end of the season, but going into playoffs, I think it would be a huge statement for them if they can like at least look better than what they did last 2 weeks. So I think it will be a 2-1 for Dorado. I think at least ID can pick up a game.
Yeah, I agree. It's all gonna be. I think it's gonna be heavily on this game one though, because the momentum is definitely gonna shift off the back of this game. But we are about to take a short break for this competitive integrity spectator delay. But first, do want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, ProComps. ProComps is the first of its kind drafting tool aimed at competitive and solo queue play. ProComps allows users live feedback and analysis on drafting, giving them recommendations on picks, notes on matchups, and analysis on the enemy team's win cons. These features allow the users to gain an edge on their opponent and improve their drafting skills. You can use the code CCS for 50% off of your first 3 months. And with that being said, we're going to throw it to a break. So go get a snack, get some water, do what you got to do. We'll be back in a few minutes for game number 1 between Dorado Omega and ID Frozen. Welcome back, everybody, as we are now onto the Rift for game number 1 between Dorado Omega and ID Frozen. We got Dorado Omega on the blue side. Harmonica got in the top lane on the Olaf, Stunna on Jinzhao in the jungle, Hypnotic Scruff on the block in the mid lane, and Joker and Hoshi rounding out with the Misfortune and the Ashe in the bottom lane. I think
Yeah,
there's vision.
yeah, I think so. Is there? I don't even
Just
see a
maybe.
ward.
Just
I think
there
they just
isn't. There
oh,
isn't actually, but
harmonica god
hitting those axes, chasing down Elsa. Watercat's here though.
on me too. What?
Doesn't want to go
Yeah,
any further.
yeah. Olaf level 1 is pretty strong, to be honest. I would say that, but I guess in general, there isn't really anything too different. I guess the bot lane summoners. I don't know how much useful the ghost will be to the MF. I guess he can kite the Garen pretty easier with that summoner spell, and then other than that, yeah, everything is normal. The ignite on Garen, as you said, pre-game. Maybe we see Olaf just
Oh.
fight Garen here.
They're going in 1v1, just trading. Oh, axe goes wide. That's gonna be. Oh, another axe goes wide. Elsa showing the fancy footwork right now. I did want to mention the Halo Blaze that Hoshi is going. Usually we see Comet on the Ashe, but we also missed a level 2 gank that happened here from Stunna, forcing out the flash from Watercat in the mid lane.
Yeah, and both top laners also flashed, I guess, in that level 1 fight. Elsa is still level 1, just hit level 2. The minion wave is pretty big, though. I don't know if he wants to fight this.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to hold it though. We'll see if Harmonica gotta let this happen.
Ooh.
Pretty good wave there for Elsa right now.
Yeah, and thinking that both junglers also pathing top, you might see some interesting fights in a few minutes, maybe a 30-second. But bot lane
Yep.
is also pushing in. The fact that Joker actually missed a lot of CS trying to farm that wave. He's
Yeah,
even
wow.
CS, but there's still a full wave Dallas can farm here.
Yeah, and let's see. We'll see how many he gets. But
Oh, I think it's bugged. Can we get
oh,
a
is it?
Can we get a refresh on the scoreboard? Yep. Okay, there it is. And we see another fight. Elsa jumping in.
Oh, wind
Oh.
becomes lightning connects, and Elsa is gonna be in trouble here. First blood is gonna go over to Harmonica God as Nobly was just not there in time, but back in the mid lane, fighting going on as the chain's gonna find the root, and Watercat taking very, very low here, but will be able to survive. Dallas is just getting harassed right now.
Oh, okay.
Nobly.
Lightning Drag comes in.
I think it's
But
just
Olaf
I don't
is
know what.
Olaf.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. Oh, Hypnotic Shock with the flash in. Ignite's gonna be taking the root's gonna connect, and a solo kill in the mid lane for Hypnotic Scruff.
Yeah, the solo lanes of ID Frozen are paying really hard, like paying the debt really hard for burning their flashes early on. Elsa traded flashes, but Stunna was the first jungler to come top. He goes down. Stunna also burning flash from Watercat earlier, just creating space and opportunity for Scruff to go for that flash ignite play on Watercat after he greeted getting low in the mid lane. So yeah, just well played from Stunna and the solo lanes from Dorado Gaming Omega. This is why this team has been undefeated in this league.
Yeah, and we talked about it in the pick ban is we need Nubly or LD or ID needs Nubly to be active early, but just getting out tempoed by Stunna in the first 5 minutes of this game is really proving to be detrimental for this ID squad.
Yeah, and even though the CS numbers doesn't really show it, like the lanes are just playing with so much pressure right now. The bot lane, yes, Dallas is not down too much CS, but he's been getting chunked under turret for the last 3 minutes, I think. And like this early into the game, that's a lot of like EXP and gold that he can lose just off like dive pressure. We just see it happen there. We might even see an invade onto blue side Gromp here. Nubly
Nubly.
slants it away.
Yeah,
He
gets
also
the
did another
smite.
Oh, that's so
Oh,
much
look
damage.
at the. Yeah, this is so much damage from Harmonica God here. And oh, Watercat gonna get caught by Stunna. Wind becomes lightning, connects, gets the slow. Joker's on the way with the
Oh, he
ghost, but
ghosted.
yeah, Watercat's gonna be able to get out of there alive. And the first dragon of this game is the Hex Tech. I assume that Dorado is gonna want to look for that at some point soon.
Uh-oh, Dallas
Oh,
has
yeah.
flash.
Oh, he gets pushed back, going the wrong way. Is he gonna be able to get out of this one? He's running around, but we're back in this top lane. As Harmonica God could just look for a dive here, level 6.
I think
Elsa
he's
doesn't have
gonna
level 6
flash
yet.
over that wall. Yep. He is fine, but again, that's a flashless Twitch. Next time he gets caught, or if Dorado Gaming pushes the wave and goes for a dive, he's not gonna have that available to himself. Nobody
get a
is
top
looking
lane.
for a gank, but Olaf has ultimate. I don't think much will come out of it right now.
Just gonna run away too, so
Yeah.
nothing comes out of that play. Hawkshot's gonna spot out Noobly, and Harmonica God just gonna continue doing what he was doing before.
Yeah. So Elsa just hit 6. We'll see how the matchup goes from now on because
Oh,
just yeah, the minion wave is too big for that fight. But I I think after Elsa gets another reset and comes back with item, this matchup should be better because Fiend versus Dagger difference is pretty much thinking that Olaf has multiple ways to count proc the Sheen throughout the fight onto the Garen. So after the reset, maybe Garen gets a little more armor, maybe a Tebai to kind of help with the damage coming from Harmonica. And once he is tanky, I think Olaf 1v1 will get much easier because the tankier the Garen gets, easier it becomes for him to eventually just execute Harmonica God in that 1v1 with the Ignite. You see both junglers close to mid lane. Maybe we can see a gank from Noobly soon.
yeah, still no successful ganks here from Noobly, or at least anything that got something notable. And Dallas about one wave down here. Wave's gonna be pushing back in to him. Gonna get a little bit of damage onto Hoshi, but maybe a 4-man roam or a 2-man roam coming down into this bottom lane as the Dorado bot lane is, trying to crash this wave. Looks like they know.
Yeah. And I would have assumed Noobly to play harder towards his bot lane because while Stunna was going for the top, like trying to get his top side ahead, the bot side for Joker and Hoshi was overextending really hard. And that would have been like really easy kills if J4 was there. At least burning their summoners would have at least allowed his bot lane to gain a little bit more pressure in the lane. Maybe not get pressured out of the lane really easy.
Elsa still hasn't backed.
Yeah.
Now Harmonica has the steel caps as well as the Sheen, so still a pretty big item discrepancy in this top lane, and Harmonica Elsa has 1,700 gold to spend right now.
Yeah, that's basically the item difference that they have right now almost. Like he can basically back
Yeah.
and buy a Sheen plus steel caps. So yeah, that's kind of hurting him right now, but we see both teams kind of grouping around this dragon. I don't think it's smart for ID to fight this with how low Watercat is on mana. Plus, he doesn't have the TP just of right now.
Oh.
Noobly.
When becomes lightning, and gonna get the extension on Noobly's gonna be able to get out of there. But yeah, like you said, 4 members of both of these teams on this bottom half of the river. Watercat's gonna have to reset because you have no mana.
And
If you want even a chance to play this dragon, you need that mana. And teleport's coming up soon, but won't be up yet.
and I think Stunna just went on to that dragon as soon as the fight with Noobly ended. Noobly got chunked decently. He's catching the mid wave right now, but this means the first dragon of the game will go over to Dorado. And Mixing Dragon, maybe not.
Oh,
Ooh,
Noobly
Noobly.
going in. Oh, Cataclysm over here. Scruff has the flash away safety. Noobly's gonna flash forward with the ignite, but it's not enough. Noobly finds the solo kill on the Dorado mid laner. And gets both sums.
Yep. Well played
Oh,
from
my
him.
God.
Harmonica-
Oh, with the flash X.
Wait,
Not enough.
Noobly,
Run. What the?
Oh!
Oh.
Just run! What?
Oh.
Why?
He wanted to save the camp, smites it, doesn't get the flag and drag away, and ends up just going down.
He made this super good play, and then
Oh.
made a really bad play right afterwards. Oh my god. I don't know what he did. I guess obviously there has been some misplay happened there. I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe he thought Olaf was running after him, so he felt he had to like red smite the camp to get some HP back, but oh, Asher lens flash.
Asher connects onto Watercats, then it goes in over the wall with the flash, but you know,
Elsa.
Watercat's okay. Elsa looks to be in trouble here. Does have the ignite available.
Oh,
Flashes away from the axe. Ignite's going to be taking down one more tower shot. Is it enough? Ignite, one more tick. Yes! As the Ignite will find the kill and the shutdown for Elsa.
and Harmonica was like, yeah, noodly went for a bad play.
Oh!
Oh, nice. Okay, at least we're seeing one person on the map doing actual good plays and not inting. But yeah, Harmonica, that kind of throws his whole lead in the top side that he slowly built up, right? Like now the gold lead is gonna be almost none. He doesn't have TP back. He's gonna lose this whole wave. Also will be able to pick up a plate. And we see Stunner and Hypnotic kind of moving towards top side right now. Nobly should be able to get away. But yeah.
Yeah,
Just-
100. Now gold lead is 100 in the top lane in favor of Harmonica God. But basically negligible. Gold's even in the jungle. 100 difference for Scruff. And then in this bottom lane, about a little over 200 in favor of Joker. Means that overall, Dorado has about a 800 gold lead for themselves.
Thinking how bad the early game was for the side of ID, this is good for them because the bot lane still hasn't died. Oh, the Herald
but this is
play
gonna be
coming through.
this is gonna be pretty devastating here. All three plates before gone, and then the Herald getting the charge. First tower is gonna go over to Dorado. A double axe comes through, and stun is gonna go in. Flag and drag away to safety. Cataclysm is gonna get down onto 2 here. The rest might comes down. Elsa can get the damage down, but will get traded back. And Nubly versus Harmonica God is not favorable for Nubly at all here. The axe hits him in the back in a double kill for Harmonica God.
Yeah, that's not the 2v2 you really want because J4 ultimate doesn't really do anything other than just doing damage there. And he basically forced Elsa to just stay in the range of Harmonica God's auto attacks. And yeah, we were talking about just how close the game got, and all of a sudden it's not really that close anymore. The gold went from 800 to close to 3k almost. We see another try from Hypnotic. Not enough. But yeah.
Oh, here we go. Into this bottom lane. Bullet time over the top. This Joker is going to have to run away. Nice cleanse out to get rid of that Enchantress arrows. Hoshi now could be in trouble. Has to flash away because the exhaust comes down from Sokark. And Dallas now taking pretty low. Wild Growth has to keep him alive for the time being. He has the flash available as well, but he will have to use it to get out. And, you know, Stunna was down here, so he definitely can't go through with that 2v2. And Watercat's going to find him in the jungle as well.
Yeah. And when we look, the only mythic items that are completed are on the side of Dorado right now. So I thinking that the next dragon will be in a minute, unless some members from ID Frozen can finish their items. I think it's just going to be a gold difference that just allows Dorado Gaming Omega to take this dragon. They're already clearing the blue side jungle off Nubly. So that's just sending a message that, okay, this is our dragon. Elsa trying to fight, but I don't know if you want to fight that right now.
Yeah, 4-1 Olaf is not quite the 1v1 target that usually you go for. But, you know, Infernal Dragon spawning in 20 seconds. Right now, the control is all in favor of Dorado. They have full control everywhere. Look at this bottom side river. So many blue wards there. You know, you can see 5 blue wards on the bottom half of the map, you know, around that river and in the bottom lane. So definitely controlling that vision. Ooh, Enchantress arrow hits. Hypnotic Scruff could be in trouble. Nubly, a nice flag and drag. Cataclysm's flashed away by Hypnotic Scruff. Nubly flashing forward with the red smite, and the Q will find it. Shockwave goes wide, hits nothing. Stun is going to go in now with the Crescent Guard. Knock up onto Watercat. Watercat will fall as the rest of ID has to run for the hills, and that definitely is going to open the door for this dragon. I believe the sun is going in onto Dallas with a flash. Dallas is going to get knocked up and taken down. Harmonica God is on a killing spree.
Yeah. He burned the flash in the last fight, and this time, when the Zinzel flashes on you, not much you can do as a Twitch when the Lulu is not behind it, not around to protect you. Well played, and again, they're just kind of beating them with the pockets right now. Just overall item difference is huge. Even Joker has, being 0-0 and 0 right now, takes a turret down, but he has the Eclipse finish. On the other hand, Dell's still not able to complete the Blade of the Ruined Kin. Ooh.
Oh, Nubly
Just
getting almost one-shotted by Hypnotic Scruff here. Is going to be able to take away that blue buff at least. And Ash Arrow is going to go wide.
Little wide.
Nubly, I think he's out of this one.
Scruff has his W
Scruff's still
cooldown
going.
back.
Yeah, he's out. Oh, but look at Joker. Joker is getting caught by Dallas. Bullet time. Wild Growth cancels the bullet time very, very nicely there. And Dallas is going to find the kill onto Joker.
Yeah, one problem about lethality MF, you don't really even auto-attack fights against the Twitch. So
Yeah.
I think how ID wins this game kind of goes through this Twitch. If they can actually get him some kills, get him to like 3-item, 4-item power spikes, they do have a G4, they do have a Lulu to just kind of peel for him, and they have the meat shield of Garen and J4 in the front line. So I think he has the means to carry this game. The problem was the laning phase, and they got out of it pretty, like, scar-free. I think this is like a decent position for him to be in. So we'll see. I think he should be able to get to a point where he can absolutely be a menace this game. But with Harmonica God and Stunna being this fed, it is a big question right now. Nubly.
Scruff gonna find Nubly, and here comes the one shot here. No flash available. Flag and Drag's not gonna connect. Enchanted Arrow goes wide, but Elsa is here with the flash, and the Demacian Justice brings it down. And Scruff's gonna go down. Dallas now hunting for Hoshi. Gonna find the slow. Joker's here. Stunna's here as well. Wind doesn't become lightning, and for now it's just gonna be 1-0 in favor of ID, and that's, you know, it's always a good time to be able to kill the enemy mid laner.
Yeah, I think I kind of Kaiser cursed him, saying that Scrub was the only player not really inting. He's been like kind of doing. He's getting really close, but he just doesn't have that last bit of damage to like finish off these kills. Nobly lived with 1 HP for the second time back to back when he was fighting Scruff. So I don't know. I think he should look to like just fight when he actually has his ignite, because when he has that, the Gorging curve will not be as much of a value. Oh. That stun just is so long. I don't think
it's like 2 seconds. Oh, 3.5 seconds actually.
But
yeah, that's crazy.
When we look at it, the vision is kind of just favored for Dorado for the longest time right now. It's been, I don't know how many minutes, they've just had constant wards in the enemy jungle. So Karch.
Uh-oh. Hypnotic Scruff going for it. Oh, wait, what? He got the flash and the exhaust out. Scruff had ignite.
Yeah. I don't know why he didn't go for it, but I guess
it was almost like
burn 2 summoners for it.
Yeah, it was almost like Scruff went in, saw that, and got confused that like no teammates were there. Like he got spooked that no one was there or something like that. I don't know, but Herald's gonna be picked up. Second Herald of the game picked up by Dorado. Another arrow goes. Oh, it hits Lulu.
Again. Oh, that was...
he should be okay. Dallas gonna be able to get out of that, but Harmonica got Elsa going at it again. Scruff over the top, just trying to find even more damage, and Elsa has to run now. Ragnarok is popped, but
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, Elsa's all right. No problems there. Another blue buff taken away from ID here. I mean, how this is like 2 or 3 in a row, I believe.
Yeah, man. The important thing about Garen is that he actually is a really good answer to Olaf, because Olaf, his kit is mainly land an axe and then follow up, because the enemy the other champion is slowed. But after the initial axe lands, Garen can actually Q and just remove the slow on himself.
Mhm.
So that just kind of creates a space where Harmonica can't really ever run him down. And if he tries to dive him, Garen is just tanky enough, and with the W ultimate, he might just turn the dive in his favor almost any time. And he's even in EXP, he's up in CS. So
He's also 2 items in. So he's in a comfortable spot in the side lane. I think ID is slowly getting to that point where their comp
Ooh.
is almost enough. Oh, Nubly.
Oh, Nubly's in trouble here. Going in, Cataclysm gets onto the bottom lane, but he's just gonna die as Dallas. Oh my gosh, he's on the wrong side of the map as well, and that's 2 dead for ID already. That means this 3rd dragon of the game is gonna be theirs, and they're gonna be on their mountain soul point.
Yeah, and although Elsa might be okay against the Fed Olaf, who isn't? Dallas isn't. So like that Twitch will just get one shot. Again, Stunna is also super strong. He's actually super tanky as well with his build right now. And Nathmos completed 2nd, assuming that item is on Twitch right now. Ooh.
Oh, Scruff finds the assassination under the tower. Just does not even care that the tower is there and gonna be able to take down Watercat with ease. And yeah, like I said, this dragon's gonna go down. Scruff is just going.
Yeah. He's just a distraction while this team is taking the dragon. That's what LeBlanc does. That's just what champion is. And I think he hasn't reset for a while. He's sitting on like 1.7k gold right now. So when he resets, he's definitely gonna buy at least a half an item, almost finishes it. And again, Dallas, he is the main damage dealer for this team comp. Oriana, not the highest damage dealer if she's not fed. Same with Garen, the single target mainly if you cannot land the E on multiple targets. So, like, that Zinzel will be super tanky, knowing that he has Gore Drinker, he has his Crescent Guard, plus he has Anathemas on Dallas. So, that Zen is really doing what Dorado Gaming wants from it, and the reason why they drafted it, right?
And I don't know how, just to echo the point, I don't know how they're gonna kill this guy. I mean, Stunna, even it's gonna be hard to kill Harmonica God right now, just because, I mean, Elsa is the only one that has the Grievous Wounds right now. Dallas is gonna try and maybe take away this red buff. Wow.
Smite. Oh, he smited.
Smite was 60 HP off, and Dallas was able to secure that there. But Dallas doesn't nearly have enough items to actually cut through these people. And Elsa's gonna try and with Harmonica God here. Nubly's down in this bottom lane as well here. Nice usage of the Ragnarok. His Ignite's gonna be ticking down, and the Demacian Justice is gonna be brought down, and a shutdown comes through there for Elsa. But look at this Herald in the mid lane crashing on the inhibitor tower, and Dallas has to just watch for now. Shelly's gonna get the charge in the inhib too, but Elsa, here we go, flashing in. Bullet time is gonna buy some covering fire for Stunna, but Elsa does not care at all here. Look at the damage coming through as Joker's doing a good job of holding out this choke, but the Cataclysm Shockwave combo from ID is true. And they're gonna find 2 more. Hoshi able to use the Blast Cone to delay, but it looks like the rest of ID is just gonna turn their sights onto this Baron.
Yeah, I think it's just the Baron gone. Elsa has some HP. He can tank this while Dallas is trying to do something. They're doing this pretty slow. And there is still the Crystal Arrow.
Oh, Scruff going in! Finds the assassination on to Sockarch, and he's going to be able to get out. No, the Ignite's ticking, the Red Smite's ticking as well, and he's going to go down to the Baron. We'll go over to ID Frozen. Hoshi, now the last member standing, trying to run for the hills, but there are 3 members chasing you. The slow comes down. Heal is going to try and buy some time and space, but Dallas goes on a killing spree now, and that's 3 straight kills for this Twitch.
It's just getting picked one by one. First Harmonica God, then Stunna and Joker in the mid lane. So that just opens up the way for ID to take Baron and kind of come back into this game. This Twitch got so much gold in that fight. He's almost even in gold with Stunna and Scruff right now. The only one who is richer than him is Harmonica God and Elsa. So he's in a really good spot. He finished his crack and he got another got another Cloak of Agility. He's gonna probably go towards the Runons. And after the Runons completion, I'm not sure only Anathemas will save Stunna. Even if it saves Stunna, he is gonna do some really big damage to Joker, Hoshi, Scruff, Harmonica God, whoever he's hitting. So I think this was a really important pickup. They're even gonna have access to this Baron buff when this Baron spawns, so I think it will be important how they use it. Elsa doesn't have TP. The only one with TP is Watercat, and I think he needs to be there when the fight actually initiates. We saw how devastating it can be. The command Shockwave plus J4 Flag and Drag combo there, so I think them getting this dragon will slow down the game a lot, and that will hurt the side of Dorado pretty much because their champions, they don't really scale too well. Zen, Olaf, these are not the champions that you want when you talk
Dallas.
about scaling.
Looking for Hoshi. Hoshi's gonna go down here. Dallas goes on a rampage. Bullet time over the top is gonna do a lot of damage, but no one's gonna die yet. As Dallas able to find the pick on the support, and like you said, this is gonna buy a lot of time if they're able to get into this dragon and take it. Right now, about 20 seconds left on the objective, and we already saw Stunna miss smite the red buff. So we'll see if history repeats itself on that one here. But Nubily gonna find the knockabout to Hypnotic. Stunna walking in with Harmonica God, and Elsa's going in, looking for it. His Crescent Guard's gonna be used. Flag and drag Cataclysm onto 3. This is the opportunity here as Wild Growth is gonna keep him alive. Shock is going to be only onto 1 instead of diving the back line. Nubili's going to take down Joker on the other side, and Dallas is firing, flashing forward, trying to get onto Stunna. Stunna's going to go down, and it is only Hypnotic Scruff left alive. Hoshi has just respawned. This is, I don't know if you want to go for this one, Dallas.
Yeah.
I think LeBlanc can still one-shot you here.
Yeah, he doesn't really have any MR or any, I guess, exhaust or anything as a summoner spell. So he should just go back to Dragon. And we hit the point where this is not favored for Dorado to win these team fights anymore. We talked about it pre-level 6, their team comp is super strong. And they can build the lead, and they did. They were like in the lead for the longest time in this game, in the majority of this game. But now there's a 2-item, close to 3-item Twitch. The Garen is getting stronger in the side lane to a point where Harmonica is not really favored to win this anymore. In fact, he's down 2 levels of EXP in the side lane. And level 16 Garen ultimate does a lot of true damage, so that Olaf will not be able to survive too much in the side lane. They have the Flag and Drag combo plus the Shockwave, and unless Dallas missteps really hard, I think this game should be in favor of ID to win right now. They're just super strong. This Lulu especially will play a huge part in these team fights. Sokash needs to be careful to not get picked as well, because he is the reason why this mid laner can't one-shot. But yeah, we see it right now.
Elsa's 2 levels up right now, as Harmonica God is going to be in trouble here and just taken down by that Garen ultimate pretty easily. Hypnotic Scruff getting some chunk damage down onto Watercat, but not too much. It looks like they traded about evenly there.
Yeah, and Watercat also has a stopwatch to himself, so he's not, at least for one time, until he gets his Zonias, he has that get out for free card for himself. But yeah, the gold lead, 500 gold in favor for ID Frozen.
Yep, ID Frozen has the gold lead at the current moment here. 3 minutes until that dragon. Another potential soul for Dorado Omega, but like we've been saying, it seems as though the fights are now gonna swing in favor of ID Frozen. The Twitch is scaling up. Interestingly enough, not getting the IE. Third instead looks like gonna go for the LDR instead.
He can't really buy IE because he went Bork. I thought, because IE procs at 60% crit, I thought he would go for Runan.
Oh yeah.
Because the main people who he needs to hit is Olaf and Zinzao. Plus the Runans, when combined with Twitch's ultimate, that spray and pray gives so much attack range to him, to a point where he can actually hit Hoshi and Joker while he's sitting Stunna. So I think that would have been a good buy. But the fact that Harmonica is stacking HP and armor, same for Stunna. He might just need the last Whisper and the Lord of Dominic afterwards. So I think it's a good buy. He's down a decent bit of CS, but he's not down in items. So we'll see. We'll see how that one plays out.
Yeah, and I think LDR, it makes sense here just because of these frontliners in the Jin Zhao and the Olaf. And Dallas just wants to hit. Dallas wants to be able to sit back, and as long as he's not getting dove on and he's able to deal as much damage as possible, especially to these frontline members, because once the frontline collapses for Dorado, it seems kind of like their entire 5 collapses, and not too much self peel for this back line. And we're all around this Baron right now as we approach 31.5 minutes into this game. The control right now is back in favor of ID Frozen. Looking for their second one. Dallas might be walking the Hypnotic Scruff. Scruff's going to have to run for the hills here. Bullet time over the top. Dallas taking pretty low. Stunna goes in. Wild Goat's going to keep him alive for the time being. And Stunna's still flashing forward, trying to get onto Dallas. Dallas will go down, but at the cost of Stunna's life. Look at the Cataclysm onto 2 on the backside, but I think this is going to be the turnaround here for Dorado. Sokar trying to get out with the blast gun, but Harmonica God follows him over, and it is 3-for-1 in favor of Dorado.
Oh.
Also, flashing onto Hoshi.
That's
Hoshi's going to go down. Harmonica God?
He needs to be careful. He doesn't have his ultimate available to himself, so it's going to be a lot of damage. But again, Dallas needs to be careful with how he positions himself. He face checked the bush. And like he didn't really get punished for that by Scruff, but when you don't have flash, that bullet time does a lot of damage. This MF, yes, which wins the auto attack duel, but when MF gets a really well placed bullet time, that ultimate does some insane damage. And he's also going for the crit lethality build, so MF's bullet time actually has the ability to crit, so it does a little bit more damage when you have more crit chance, and it eventually becomes just a team fight massacre if the side of ID just doesn't position themselves well into this MF ultimate.
And the dragon has spawned again here. Elsa chunked pretty heavily, but does have that passive, so he's able to he's gonna be able to regen here just a little bit. Dragon started up by ID Frozen. Watch Scruff. Look at this backline access here. Trying to go all the way around, but is gonna get spotted out here. Cataclysm is gonna go onto 2 in the backline as the Enchanted Corsair is gonna hit water. Elsa has to run for the hills of Sokar. Gonna go down here, but Elsa's gonna find the return kill back, and that's gonna be a shutdown. Look at Dallas trying to watch the damage here, as it's gonna be 1-for-1 so far. Support for top laner. This is definitely gonna be favored to ID here. Here we go. Noobly taking pretty low. Elsa's very low as well. He's just going to get one shot over the wall by Scruff. Now the Dragon's going to be back up, but Noobly's going to secure it. Dallas in the pit trying to hit, but Hoshi is free firing onto him. Dallas flashing away, trying to get onto Joker, but Joker's going to get him as well as Noobly. Watercat, the last member standing. He should go down, I think, to water or to Hypnotic Scruff.
Scruff is also really low.
Watercat gets out. Yeah, Scruff had to be careful. He couldn't just face check in. Oh, here we go. Scruff dodged it, so now it should be an easy kill. Yeah, there we go. And Dragon secured by Noobly there, but at the cost of the entire team.
Actually, not gonna look to end. I think with 3 people alive, there also was like almost 30 seconds to revive when they actually killed Watercat. Maybe they could have looked to end, but they don't want to risk it. They are back in the lead with 3k gold. Joker is getting super strong, and Dallas's positioning in these teamfights hasn't been the best. So we'll see. I think what they need is Dallas coming from an angle where the enemy team doesn't expect it, so that he can free fire, kind of be that, because Twitch has that element of surprise to him, right? So he can use that anytime he wants with the invisibility, and just not be under threat of like just dying and melting down to that bullet time.
Now the Baron, Baron back up, And all of Dorado's in this area. Dallas, okay, nice cleanse to get out of the Enchanted Crystal era. And now Nubly could be in trouble. Going to flag and drag out of there. Elsa is going to be Harmonica God. But look at Scruff on the backside doing so much damage to Silk Arch as now Harmonica God's going in. Look at the peel. Oh, it's not enough though. As Silk Arch's going to go down. Dallas trying to free it in the backside. And this looks like it could be bad. It's 1-for-1 so far. But look at Hoshi on the flank. Joker trying to deal damage into the backside. Going to get the bounce on to Elsa. Triple kill comes through for Joker. A quadra kill for Joker. And this should be the game here as they have the mid-wave inhibitor. And mid-wave and the inhibitor is exposed. They should be able to end here. Still, 40 seconds pretty much on these death timers.
Yeah. So Karch, we kind of said it in the game. It's not only important that Dallas doesn't get picked, but also the Lulu. He was forced to use everything on himself to keep himself alive, but it wasn't enough in the end. Plus, he also died, so he wasn't there to shield up Dallas when he needs it. They got this game back into where they want it, but just better team fighting overall from Dorado just brought the game back. Joker coming in clutch after his topside kind of soft through the game in some of these fights around after the 25-minute mark and kind of let ID Frozen come back. But I like the itemization from Joker because crit is not always the best for just the lethality MF build, but he realized after the ultimate, if he builds crit, he's going to be viable as an auto attacker as well. And in case of a misplaced bullet time, he still was able to one-shot Dallas with the crit build that he was going with. And that actually came in clutch in most of the situations where the ultimate would come through. Yes, they would kill someone, but again, Twitch always has that kind of the X factor to him where he can just pop off in a team fight. He just made sure that wasn't the case. I would give my player of the match to him just because of how well he played after his team kind of threw the lead.
Yeah, top damage in the game for Joker here, and Dorado is going to be able to take game 1 in this series. We're going to take a short break, but we will be back shortly for the pick and the ban of game number 2. Will Dorado be able to close it out in 2-0 fashion, or will ID Frozen push it to a game 3? We're going to find out, but don't go anywhere. And we are back for the pick and the ban of game number 2 between ID Frozen and Dorado Omega. We got a little side switch going on. So now ID is on the blue side, Dorado is on the red side. So waiting. Here we go. Bans are coming now as Kench and Diana gone for ID. Seraphine Aatrox taking off the board. So far, everything looks pretty similar except for the Olaf. It's going to be taken out in blue 3 by Frozen.
Yeah, last game they banned the Wukong. This time they banned the Olaf. Probably because of the possibility of the flex. But that also forces Dorado to ban it because Nubly actually plays Wukong as well, so it is one of the most preferred junglers right now. Getting it out of the table is always good. But they didn't ban the Trundle this time, so we'll see. Maybe the ID can go for it. If they don't, I don't know if the side of Dorado plays it, but people, especially like in amateur scene, I think even in pro, some teams did it. The Sejuani Trundle R1, R2 is a decent pick because the two picks are flexible in the jungle and top. They both really contribute to the team in team fights as well. So maybe we see something like that. I don't know if the Dorado side actually plays it. I think just their comfort picks would make more sense for them.
Yeah, I think so. We'll see what this first pick is going to be. Oh, Kindred.
Yeah, that is
First stunner.
one of the picks that can
Comfort, yeah?
actually that comfort plus Kindred is one of the picks that can actually just pressure Lilia in the jungle. Most junglers either have a hard time keeping up with her pace. She clears jungles pretty efficiently after the first few. And oh, and a Mumu, the sad
This
mummy.
could be support. It could be support.
I would assume it would be. I don't know if they play any like Kindred lane, so I think Amumu's support would be good. They did play MF last game. Amumu paired up with an MF sometimes works wonders. They can
Mhm.
also pair it up with maybe like a Callista. I think that also has value, but I don't know if Joker plays that champion.
I think he
ID.
does.
I think there's also a decent chance maybe this Lilia can go top as well.
Yeah. I don't think it's, necessarily throw all the eggs into this Lilia being in the jungle. We see Renata is going to be picked up for ID support. Leads me to believe maybe a Callista's coming. I know Kaisa also did get buffed on this patch. Tristana as well. To kind of champs that want to play aggressive, want to go in, but instead we're going to get an Aphelios in the bottom lane for Dallas.
Yeah. One of his, I think, comfort picks. Again, but not a just good answer to engage in general. Mumu, that's kind of what the champion does. You just engage with it. Akali, on the other hand,
Ooh.
yes, Akali jumps into you, but she's really mobile, so it's hard to kind of play against her. You might not be even able to react to it. She just one shots you, and you're just not aware of what she's doing. The bans will come through. I think this Akali pick is also more than likely gonna go mid. I think Scruff plays it. I don't know if Harmonica plays it too much. So I would assume this Akali to be mid. So they're just gonna ban possible counters to it.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see the R3 mid pick and then counter or ban all the counters or the bad matchups for Vigars taken off the table here already. Misfortune is going to be banned away by ID. That's getting rid of that potential for the Misfortune Amumu ultimate combination there. And then we'll see what these last couple bans are. I assume it'll be another mid ban for Dorado and then maybe another 80 carry for ID. I don't really think that I don't know if they're too worried about other 80 carries, but Set is going to be the option for Dorado.
Yeah. The Set is also again another champion that Elsa has a lot of success with. They didn't ban the Darius this time around. I think they might actually have an answer. Maybe this Akali is a flex, so I think Akali actually doesn't have it that hard of a time into the Darius. We'll see what ID will round out their second phase of bans with. GP?
Gangplank. Okay.
I
So
guess.
taking away Gangplank, they think
Yeah.
that. I mean, I get Gangplank could be flexed. You know, it could go mid or top. So just another flex pick there, and we'll see what Dorado opts to go for with the red 4 here. I assume 80 carry.
Yeah. They can go ADC. It would make the most sense to keep a Kali flex a little
Yeah.
alive. Harmonica doesn't really play it. The Kali player on this team is Gruff, but you'll never Tristana. It actually recently got buffed. I think it
Yeah,
just
this
got buffed
patch, it
this
just got
patch.
buffed. It just got buffed.
Okay, and
So
we see why
interesting.
they banned Gangplank as well.
Mm-hmm.
To bail out a free card from the Mordekaiser ult GP has is sometimes really hard to play into. But
Mm-hmm.
there's still some counters open. Fiora is up. We still have Jax, if played right, can counter Mordekaiser. I don't know of others. I think others are like pretty even matchups in the lane, but okay. Mordekaiser pick comes through.
What?
The random in the chat.
So typing in the chat here, I wasn't sure if that was gonna be me actually mean something or if it was just the reaction to the Mordekaiser pick. I'm not really sure, but Swain gonna be the last pick here for ID, and you
I
know
think
technically it still could be. I've seen some Mordekaiser jungles recently, but I don't think that's what we're gonna get in this game.
I think the interesting thing about ID's draft is, or like the good thing, they have a lot of AP, so it like Dorado side has to build some MR. But again, their
Mm-hmm.
AP threats are like Swain builds Leandries, like that does damage over time depending on your HP. Mordekaiser goes
Ooh.
Riftmaker, does true damage. Lily also has true damage in the kit. Plus, Aphelios is a sole AD, so they kind of have to choose something. On the other hand, Mundo comes through. Decent pick into mages or like AP champions. Probably good into Mordekaiser. If Mundo has his passive up, I think Mordekaiser cannot bolt. I'm not 100% sure on that. Maybe someone from the chat can say something about it, but I think it should be a decent pick in the sideline, at least safer than most tank picks that we normally see Mordekaiser being picked into. I'm just really interested, and I'm kind of just looking forward to the spot lane matchup. Because if this Tristana and
Yeah.
Amumu kind of get rolling, I think it would be hard for ID to really do a lot of things because Tristana and Amumu are really lane dominant. So if this Aphelios goes behind, they will never be able to walk up in the lane. And once the team fight comes, Aphelios will still be under pressure of like getting dove by Akali. And Kindred is also a good answer to Renata, although it wasn't picked into the Renata. When someone goes into the handshake, you have to kill someone in return to actually really get something out of it. And Kindred Ultimate kind of just not lets the enemy team do that. I think I'm just gonna be looking forward to how they play with it.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, like you said, like we're seeing in the chat here, I think this bot lane is going to be very volatile. And we know Hoshi as a player who wants to make these early plays happen, wants to go in, wants to, not wants to, but is very bloodthirsty. So I do expect, you know, Hoshi and Joker to just be kind of slamming their face into the ID bottom lane and just playing very aggressive, trying to kill the immobile carries or the immobile champions that they actually do have. And I think it will be interesting indeed here. We got Akali versus Swain in the mid lane, the ranged into melee matchup here. And, you know, Akali's kind of known for having that weak sort of early game. And we kind of saw Scruff completely bully out Watercat in game number 1. You think we're going to kind of get a repeat of that in this one, despite, you know, kind of the different style of champions?
Maybe. I'm not sure. Hmm. Maybe. I don't know for sure. I think game one was a little different.
Yeah.
I think draft wise, ID still has like kind of the favorable scaling in my opinion. But
Hmm.
Dorado this time they have good scalings in Kindred and Tristana. Plus Mundo doesn't scale as bad. I think the team fights this time will just be like really long lasting. So ID actually has ways like Swain just doesn't die in the team fight if you don't focus him. But then there's other targets like Lilia and Aphelios that you also have to kill. So I think laning will matter more to Dorado this time because once level 6 is hit, Mordekaiser will be harder to gank for Kindred. Swain will be a menace in team fights. And on the other side, Dorado is mainly single target focused champion. So I think them coming out of lane ahead will mean a lot. But if they do, then this is really bad news for ID because then you have to like go against maybe a Fed Kindred, Fed Akali, Fed Tristana. All of these things are just really hard to play, knowing that your carries are really squishy. Aphelios, Lilia, they're not the hardest to kill. No champion on ID's um squad right now doesn't really build tanks. Maybe Zonia's, maybe Mordekaiser stacks some HP, but that's kind of the whole extent. So I think Dorado has the early game favored for themselves. So we'll see how they play around it.
Yep, we are gonna see here, but we are into now this spectator delay. So we're gonna take a short break and we will be back onto the Rift in about 3 minutes for game number 2 between Dorado Omega and ID Frozen.
My king, how was I supposed to know? Everyone will falter when you die. And as we speak, the army of our enemy is approaching our gates. We cannot fly. Behold, my son, there's a way to save you all. Don't you despair, don't be petrified. There is an armor, ancient magic made it strong, and you shall wear it when you face the fight. This harness will guide us through dangerous night. It humbles the foe with its grace. The thornmail will help us prevail and survive. Our deadliest fate we Well done, my son. It's the way to save you all. But don't you think the realm's been purified? Creatures of darkness are still longing for your foe. Keep them in thrall. It's time to smite and ignite. This harness will guide us through dangerous night. It humbles the foe with its grace. The thornmail will help us prevail and survive. Our deadliest fate we embrace.
Oh,
Oh. We are back, but we are paused. Oh, now we're back for game number 2 of this series between ID Frozen and Dorado Omega. Should be getting a little bit of a some buffer action here. There it
oh,
is.
oh.
It'll be gone soon.
Yeah, we were gonna see an invade, but hopefully it will fix.
Yeah, and
Uh,
you know,
oh,
Hoshi is pretty potent on this invade, and Sokarch is going to be
gonna
able to see this,
flash.
and yeah,
Oh,
I don't think he's going to flash. They were going to be able to get this ward, though.
who got it? If
Okay,
they
Hoshi
gave,
got it.
yeah, I was gonna say if they gave it on to Harmonica or Scruff, it would have made more sense. But
Yeah.
unfortunate. We're gonna see him
Again?
invade again. Hoshi.
Let's see.
Wait, Dallas?
Oh, gets the ward out. Dallas gets spotted, and they're not going to go for it, but they do get some of that vision.
They're gonna clear that ward. Now they're gonna give it to Watercat more than likely, so Newbie is a little scared.
Yeah, but
Wait,
I guess
Sweeper?
she's just, yeah, he's going to start Raptors then.
Yeah.
Blackcat's going to get the credit for that. Extra XP, extra gold. We'll get level 2 on the first wave now.
Yeah,
That's
and
pretty cool.
in a matchup like this where Swain should actually be able to have the pressure early into his lane, just a range versus melee matchup that we have, especially Akali not the best champion until level 3 at least, to have the dash to kind of get away from the Swain pool. We'll see how Watercat plays it, just small pokes with the auto attacks, and when we look at the other lanes, I think the bot who gets bot lane first in this bot lane will matter a lot. Tristana should have no problem with pushing the wave, but looks like they might actually give early level 2 to the side of ID. Which is
and-
interesting because you would think Yoker and Hoshi would like want to get the level 2 first, then go for like a flashy play. They do run Exhaust Ignite as well, so oh, Stunner.
Yeah, and Stella's in this bottom side. Maybe they're just trying to set up for that gank.
He's gonna come
Just
from
to be
behind.
sure. Yeah, this is a good path here. They don't. The bottom lane for ID does not know, and they're very, very extended right now. So Hoshi's
Hoshi
gonna look
should
for this
look
play
for it.
pretty shortly. Here we go. Vanish toss lands
Sokar
onto
didn't
Sokar. Dash comes in. Yeah, this is just a dead Renata here. As the first blood is gonna go over to Stunna in the top lane. Top laners are fighting back and forth. Elsa and Harmonica God are going at it here. Harmonica God looks to be getting the better of it, but that last maze coming down about evens it up.
Yeah, but that's not the start you want. The Kindred getting the early kill, the first blood coming through. They still maybe a pre-gank.
Oh, nobly top flash. Oh, going back in under the tower. Harmonica God is gonna turn it around and find the kill.
That's
Oh no.
That's when you just go, okay, report my jungle.
Oh no.
Yeah.
This is on a
double
ward, by
buffs
the
as
way.
well. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Elsa is just in a bad spot. Harmonica got a solo kill EXP. He has red buff to kind of help with his regen in lane. So
Dallas.
now it will be
Oh my
hard.
gosh, Stunna, wait a minute. Stunna taking very low. Ignite's gonna be taking down. One more tick is enough, and Sokar's gonna find the kill there, but Elsa in the top lane's gonna find a solo kill onto Harmonica God.
That's
What?
I think Stunna was just too persistent for like just ganking bot there. You should eventually realize if the enemy team is not walking up, you should just leave. He sat there for so long. After taking Scuttle, 315, he almost stayed there for a minute. It was a little greedy. That just gives Nubly some pressure back in the jungle. Plus, the solo kill that Elsa got in the top lane also puts him in a really good spot now. He was behind a little bit after Nubly's misplaying the top side. Now he has the double buffs. He's up 100 gold. He's up a minion wave almost, so... And he's gonna save his TP. So if he can catch this wave without missing like too many minions, I think he's gonna miss like two
Two,
at least
maybe?
for the sake of EXP. You should be
Yeah.
able to be in range for the last one. So now this matchup will be favored for Mordekaiser because he didn't lose until 6. If I think in it fight, if he can land a death's grasp on Mundo before ulting him, I think he's just gonna win it regardless.
Watercat could be in trouble here. Stunna's flashing under the tower. One more auto. Oh, the ignite puts Stunna is gonna go down. Oh, the kill stolen by the Lilia Swirling Seed. Oh,
Yeah.
that was really nice with Circle Arch there, but now Joker running in. Exhausts are out all around here as the bailout comes through. Joker's jumping in. Dallas living with 1 HP. Hoshi is also very low. Low health bars all around. Joker walking back up. Flashing. Will find the auto onto Dallas. I don't know what Dallas was really going for there.
I don't know if side of Dorado will dive this. Yeah, they're going to just back off. You believe he'll catch this wave, but I think the mid lane, like it was obvious that Stunner was gonna die. I think just leaving that so that Watercat is not like behind in gold compared to Hypnotic would have been better. Now,
Yeah, we're gonna see it
Hypnotic's
here.
around 300 gold.
Instead of flashing under the tower. Yeah, I think, I don't know. I definitely would have liked that kill to go over to Watercat there, and then the play in the bottom lane. Joker goes in, gets the exhaust out onto everyone, and then Dallas kind of just walks up here. I don't really know why, but easy auto, and then flash
Oh.
auto there. Scruff going in onto Watercat, popping the Demonic Ascension. It's a 3v1 in this mid lane right now here as Watercat is just going to be able to get out. And Hoshi was close. Hoshi was walking over.
As someone who played Swain mid today with the same runes and summoner spells, I feel like with Ghost, it's just really hard because you can pop the Ghost and make sure the enemy team doesn't catch up to you. Or if you're running them down, it also helps a lot because Swain's new ultimate, you have to be in range for people to really make use of it. It just gives him that stickiness that he needs, especially into champions like Kindred, Akali, Tristana, where they have dashes and jumps all over the place on like really low cooldowns. Or at least Tristana's case, it can reset, so... it is good for Watercat. It actually saved him there as well. I think after he finishes a few items, this Swain will be a really strong force in this game.
Uh-oh, Dallas getting aggressed on by the bandage toss, getting knocked back and taken down by Joker there. Sokarch now in trouble. One more auto should be enough to do it, and a double kill for Joker in this bottom lane. And this is kind of, what we expected, where this bottom lane for Dorado is very aggressive and has a lot of kill pressure.
Yeah. Especially Tristana's early damage, plus Dallas not having exhaust, not having flashes, it just puts them in this place where they cannot even walk up to the first bush in the lane. Because if they do, Amumu Q's in, they didn't even, I don't know if it was available, but they didn't even use the Curse of the Sad Mummy. Like, they still have the ultimate ready. Hoshi actually has flash, so next time they're in lane, flash Curse of the Sad Mummy, and it's gonna be...
Stunna. Stunna gets caught out. A little bit aggressive after taking that blue buff. And then going to be taken down by Watercat there. So double onto the Swain. That's going to feel pretty good for Watercat for now. And it's going to open up the opportunity for ID to take this Rift Herald away.
Yeah, Stunna is kind of having an off game after the Zinza game that he had last time where he was super effective. He's just being a little too greedy with how he plays. It's not really noobly outplaying him, but rather him outplaying himself, kind of, I guess, overestimating his own power right now in the game, in this early game especially. I think he should just focus on taking the dragons. Kindred does a really good job of like just handling objectives really fast. With the amount of bot lane pressure you have right now, it's just free to just stack these dragons. Because later this game goes, especially after like the first items come through, it's going to be really much harder for them to fight for these dragons when Swain already has the ultimate accessible to him. Even when Renata has hostile takeover, if Joker jumps in to like kill someone, then he just starts attacking his own teammates. So taking that in mind, I think they should look to take this dragon as fast as possible. But
Yeah, I'm definitely surprised that you know Dorado hasn't hit this dragon yet. Um, it does seem like it's all them, but here we go into this top lane, into the Death Realm. Harmonica God and Elsa from Frozen going at it here. The maces are swinging and the cleavers are flying. Harmonica God is in trouble though. Ooh, flashes out of the flash Q from Elsa. Does the hook hit? Yes, it does. Should
Oh,
be one more Q. Oh, sidesteps out of that one as well. Harmonica God will live. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. So Garsh, what are you doing?
yeah. This bot lane will. Yeah, Dallas is probably just gonna
Oh,
die.
Dallas.
He's getting four-man.
Rome. Yeah, this is most definitely death tier. Double sums are available, but
Mid with Herald right now. This is probably their best case scenario. Not it. Scruff is actually pretty low, so him coming back to this lane and like kind of pressuring them is not really an option for him. They can actually get a first turret maybe, because that turret's resistances are really high for in the bot lane right now. I think it's a really early Herald placement.
yeah, a little
Oh,
bit early. Oh, but here we go.
Scruff.
Gonna put Scruff to sleep. Watercat has a combination to come through back over. Q, is it enough damage? Demonic Ascension is popped. Red Smite's gonna be ticking, and the activation of that Swain ulti will be able to find the kill. But the first tower is gonna go down in this bottom lane as
The missing things.
the missing things come through, and the tower will get traded back in the mid lane, and yeah, the bonus gold goes over to Dorado, but I feel like it's almost more important to get that mid lane tower rather than the bottom lane tower.
Yeah, and like ID still has gold where they need it to be. Like Lilia is strong. He's gonna finish the first item on the back. Swain, same. Plus the first mid turret being down will give them much more accessibility when it comes to placing vision on the map. The only problem is really the bot lane right now. Dallas is down almost 3k gold at 12 minutes. 3k is normally a lot of gold difference for a team to be down at. And like, yeah, it's a pretty rough situation that he's in right now. We're gonna see, like, the Kraken Slayer is almost already finished for Joker, and Dallas is sitting on boots and a pickaxe and two long swords. They do. So the important thing about Renata also is the fact that when you have ultimate, the fact that you don't have items don't really matter. I think as long as you land a good ult on Renata, your items, yeah, it will help, but it still doesn't take away the most important thing about your kit. Your ultimate will always be viable. Oh, Hoshi. Placing
Yeah,
some.
and we'll see what Circarch is actually able to do with these ultimates. Um, just ticked level 6, so we haven't seen any yet, but definitely a game-changing ultimate that could turn the game around, and especially when people are so strong on the enemy team, that hostile takeover is going to be super impactful if it can be hit on those fed members like like Joker, like Scruff. So definitely some opportunities for ID to still be in this game, and despite about a 2.3k gold lead, they're still very much in this game, and even better than it was in game 1, I think. But Sokarch could be in trouble here. Scruff going in, getting it rooted, and we'll have to use the perfect execution to get out of that tower range.
Yeah, but Bell still needs to be careful. Joker is coming from the side. Watercat
Ooh,
is
yeah.
actually here for the hostile takeover.
Here we go.
Oh,
It's gonna hit
good one.
onto a lot of people, but they get the assassination onto Sokarch first. Moonlight Vigil goes wide, and Watercat now trying to deal the damage in. Scruff going in is gonna be able to assassinate Watercat as Joker gets the resets. He's jumping under the tower, and they will find all three in this bottom lane as a 3-for-0 comes through for Dorado.
Yeah, really good Kindred ultimate there. It's just keeping Hoshi alive, and Watercat eventually goes down. Joker's is doing way too much damage. I think he's gonna need at least a stopwatch to really be able to do something in these team fights. The second dragon, on the other hand, is gonna come up in a minute, so Watercat will be there, and he is gonna have the ultimate ready for this team fight as well. Actually,
Goes too.
yeah, yeah, Ghost as well. So most of the important cooldowns for the Swain will be back. Moonlight Vigil will be off if you but I think the most important thing is the Kindred ultimate. It's a really long cooldown. They're not gonna have that one. Neither the Amumu ultimate. So this fight is actually the perfect opportunity for Watercat to kind of pop off. But when there's a 5-0-3 Tristana on the enemy team, you really can't say anything for sure. Just
Yeah,
the amount of
definitely.
damage is insane.
Definitely becomes a hard situation when the Tristana is this far ahead here and dragon spawning in 15 seconds. It's gonna be a banger here, as you know. Everyone except for Nubly is making their way down to this dragon play, which leads me to believe that it might just be a give for Frozen.
Hmm. Well, they still have the Herald on the top side. I don't think there's too much value for them to fight the second dragon. Like, you can't. Plus, Mordecai is in the top side. He's about to have the Realm of Death available to him. So, when he has that, it's basically a free objective every time. Because he just takes away the enemy jungler from the team fight, so it's a free secure. They're gonna pick up the Herald, but the others making their way over.
Here we
Watercat.
go. Watercat gonna get aggressed on by Hoshi as the flash curse inside one. He's gonna hit onto 2. Watercat now in the middle of 3 has to go for the demonic ascension. That's a huge hostile takeover, but it doesn't hit Joker. The sleep is onto 2 members, and it looks like a disaster for ID Frozen right now as Nubly goes golden to delay the inevitable. But it's Elsa gonna find one on the back end now in the 1v3. It's
Elsa.
Hoshi, Harmonica God, and Hypnotic Scruff, the 3 H's of this Dorado squad. Is Elsa trying to complete the 1v3, trying to deal the damage back forward, but it is not there, as it is going to be destruction for this LD Frozen team.
Yeah, Dallas will pick up the bot lane turret. I think if Dallas was there, they 100% win that fight with how much
Yeah.
Elsa was able to do. Unfortunate, and he might even die here if he's not careful. Harmonica, like, Dallas is really behind right now. Oh, the Cleaver.
Cleaver missed, so it's okay there, but you know, Harold going over still to Frozen. If we're looking at the bright spots there.
Also, like, a huge shutdown was also like handed to
Yeah,
Elsa.
yeah, yeah.
Like 600 gold. That's basically 2 kills worth of gold there. So it was pretty big. But I think that also made Joker realize that, okay, I have to build a QSS. So
Yeah.
now he bought the Megatron Cloak, probably gonna turn it into a QSS as soon as possible. And I think when that comes through, it's gonna be really rough because actually there are ways for the side of ID to kind of burn that. If a good hostile takeover comes, he might be forced to use it. Otherwise, he might just like kill his own teammates. The Lilting Lullaby from Lilia, like there are a bunch of ways that they can burn that QSS, or at least pressure that. Oh, Elsa.
Elsa and Scruff going at it. TP's coming in as well, but they are in the death realm. Harmonica God has joined the party, but you know, Elsa is pretty strong in this
W.
1v2. What can he do? He has W, right?
If he gets it
not
back, I
using
think
it
he
yet.
wins that.
Yeah, if he gets it back, there it is. As he's gonna find 1 kill already, but whoa, look at this mid lane go. As a huge hostile takeover is gonna get onto 2 as Joker's gonna take Nubly down. Harmonica God is gonna win the 1v1 in the top lane as Joker's now gonna jump in onto Dallas. Here we go. As 1 goes down, a double kill for Joker, trying to find the 3rd and will indeed find the 3rd as a triple kill comes through for Joker. And this mid lane tower is gonna fall.
Yeah, he's just way too fed. Like, they don't really have a way to really deal with him right now. They don't have a frontliner that can tank the damage. Like, I don't know if they had one, if it was able to tank Joker's damage at this point in the game. But them not having it just means Joker jumps in, and unless they really layer down the CC wall, they just wins.
Yeah, here's this replay here. You can see Elsa and Hypnotic going at it, and you know, Elsa did a pretty good job delaying this fight out and you know, finding that solo kill onto Scruff, and then still waiting for that W to come back. Did a good job stalling, but just not enough there, you know.
Yeah.
And then mid fight, hostile takeover hits a few, but then Joker is allowed to just kind of run rampant.
Yeah, just like, it's not even fair at this time. I don't know. He just finished the QSS as well, so he's not under pressure of like the Mordekaiser ultimate. You're gonna see. I think this game is. I don't want to say it's over, because like, we saw how many mistakes Dorado can do just because of they greed too much. And
Yeah.
the Rift Turtle is also summoned bot side. Mordecai is making its way down. I just don't know how Elsa can play this fight to a point where like it's really beneficial for them.
Yeah, here we go.
Hoshi
Hoshi might be
die.
caught. Yeah, into the
Hoshi
death realm
might
we
die.
go. Hoshi
I don't
uses the
know.
ultimate, but will fall. Here we go. As Water Cat's gonna pop the ultimate. You gotta
Oh,
find
Joker.
Joker. Watch
Oh,
Joker in. He's gonna go to sleep here. And the hostile takeover combination is gonna use the QSS, but a double kill comes through for Elsa now. And the rest of the team is falling. Triple kill for Elsa as Nubly is going on long way trying to find the rest
Joker.
of this team. Scruff's gonna get taken back. Will try to find the execution onto Dallas, but Dallas flashes away. Ignite is enough to take him down, though, and it's only Joker alive. Joker's trying to find Scourge, but he will. Is now trying to find Nubly as well. Gets the double kill pulled back. Uses the Buster Shot to buy some space from Elsa from Frozen. Sidesteps the first Q. But I don't think he has enough there. As Joker will go down the kill. Again, going over to Elsa. And that's two shutdowns going over to Elsa, and the dragon will go over as well.
Yeah, Dorado loses the Dragon Soul point possibility for them, and then you just see when you're fighting in those like narrow corridors, that's just like invitation for Sokar to land a good ultimate. And
Yeah.
when Joker doesn't have the space to like just do the damage and run in, like he can't do much, and the Swain just draining from all 5 members of Dorado. Lilia getting a decent lilting lullaby to make sure the team fight was in favor of ID, and also just being the menace that he has been this game. 9-2-1 on Mordekaiser, trying to be the carry that this team needs. And closer again, like we're hitting the 20-minute mark, and Dorado again making mistakes in crucial team fights.
Yeah, and the gold lead shrunk to about 3K now. It was 5K before that fight, so, you know, ID's chipping away here. They still do have the opportunities to get back in, and with the combination of the Lilting Lullaby and the hostile takeover, you saw, you know, how hard it was for Joker to actually play the fight. Had to just QSS and run, but look at this Baron. This Baron is going down very, very quickly here, and it looks like Dorado is going to be able to get away with this one, but ID is on the way. Oh, Dallas just going to get
Dallas.
one shot in here by Scruff as the perfect execution comes through, and we'll find the kill there, but Nubly and Harmonica got going at it. Watercat's here, get the pullback. Demonic Ascension is going to be used. Flashing forwards, trying to find the damage here. Will take out Scruff, and it's a 3v4 in favor of Dorado right now. As Stunna is going to be pulled back. I don't know what exactly happened there, but hostile takeover is going to hit onto 3. Joker's going to use the QSS. Elsa trying to find Stunna. Stunna's flashing away, though. Joker is trying to find the kills here. Flashing forward, going melee range into Elsa. Elsa's going to go golden, trying to buy some time. Cleaver's going to come down. It's a W as well here. Pullback is going to hit onto 2 as he is doing so much damage, but the percent health from Amumu is too much. And Hoshi is going to find the shutdown.
Yeah, I think ID Frozen to actually have a chance at this game. Dallas has to just eventually
die
become.
first.
Oh,
Ooh, Harmonica God having to flash away.
he almost did enough damage, but like he has to do some more damage because we talked about it. The enemy team or like the side of ID, they're mainly AP damage, and when Aphelios is shut down, the enemy team just builds MR, and now you're in a position where the enemy team doesn't need to build armor, and your AD also is not doing anything, so they're just gonna be just set up for these fights just with the MR that they're building. Joker, even QSS gives MR eventually, even if he finishes a full item, so just good value there for them, and unless Dallas gets stronger, this is going to be a huge problem for ID.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, crucially, I think Dallas just died before every single fight, or at least at the start of every single fight for the past 3 or 4 fights. So I do think that might have a little bit of a difference, you know, even though he's so far behind. Moonlight Vigil with the right guns can still, you know, make a pretty big difference, I would say, you know, in these team fights. And, you know, whether that's going for the Gravitum and finding a big root, or whether it's going for Infernum and finding just AoE damage. There's still a lot of opportunities, despite how far behind he is. I mean, 1.5 items to Joker's 3 and 2 halves technically, right? So
I guess we can call it 4.
yeah,
Well, I
4.
guess 2 halves makes more sense. But yeah, he's actually in a point where he's as strong as Stunna. So he should be able to at least dish out some damage. As you said, using the Moonlight Vigil with the right guns is really important. And if he actually gets some enough time when he has Chakrams, he might be able to dish out enough damage to a point where the enemy team is forced to maybe build some armor. We see Harmonica God mainly just sprinting down the MR for his build, building the Force of Nature, now going for the Spirit Visage. If Dallas gets 3 items, 4 items, he is going to be able to, like, force some of these team fights to be a lot closer than it is right now.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and just finished that LDR, so a little bit of that extra, bonus damage to those tankier members. And the Dragon spawning now, a potential Hextech Soul Point for Dorado, but ID does not want to let this go without a fight here, but the Dragon has been started up. Hoshi wrapping around the back, does have a pretty good angle, and I think ID knows that they do not want to fight this. Ooh, Bandage Toss just slightly misses there, and Dallas just trying to kite it out. Bandage Toss number 2 misses as well. So a soul point right now for Dorado Omega, and the next objective is this Baron that's spawning in about 1:50.
Yeah, and especially with the Hextech Soul, right? I saw the mountain symbol, but like, especially with the Hextech Soul, I think it's just gonna make it that much harder for the side of ID to play this, because their movement will be really restricted, plus Joker will have more space to himself to kite, same as Stunna, and in the case of Scruff, he's gonna be even more stickier, and
Elsa is dead, decidedly. In the 1v3.
Yeah,
It's a
he
tough
wasn't
one.
able to
It's a
get
tough
into the Death Realm. Unfortunate. He
That's
tried
gonna
his best this game.
Yeah, he definitely did. That's gonna open up a lot. Oh, Hoshi going for the flash in, but Dallas flashing away. Managed Toss connects. Hypnotic Scruff is gonna go crazy in this backline here as Dallas taking pretty low over the top.
Water
Big sweep from Serious Watercat is drain tanking right now. Kindred Ultimate is buying a lot of time as 2 go down. Dallas trying to do things, but Joker just does too much damage here. Nooble's trying, as a lot of low health all around, but Buster Shot is true from Joker.
Elsa's up. He has flush.
Yeah. Oh, Elsa could definitely defend this here. I don't think this game is over yet.
Q flush. Q flush. No.
Yeah, as
Don't
the
let
rest
him get away.
of ID is just going to back down.
I'm unsatisfied. I wanted it to be a bigger. I don't know. They could have been Joker. Kind of. Maybe greeting, but they do have info that Elsa is moving over. He still has the QSS, so he should be fine here. Elsa will not burn the flash. I was surprised that he went for Abyssal Mask.
Yeah, me too. Honestly, I feel like armor is just a little bit more impactful, and would definitely do him some good here.
He does have armor. Abyssal Mask, I guess the special thing about it is he reduces the enemy's magic resist and gains MR. I don't know how much it will benefit him to get some MR. He can, I think for last item, he should get something like, oh my god. It's like every time I try to talk, it's just like a random fight happening.
Yeah, they were just getting caught at and just getting wrecked, but here we go.
Hoshi.
Elsa getting
grasp.
caught.
Watercat. Watercat's
got
actually
messed
doing
up.
so much damage here.
All right, Renata ulti is only hitting 1. The Scruff's taking pretty low, but for now, no more kills. Just 2 for 3 in favor of Dorado as they're going to be pushing down this mid lane.
Full build Tristana that is alive. I think we can
How
count
strong
that
is
as 3
how
people.
strong is Joker right now, dude?
3
See what
Dallas
we mean?
3 Dallas strong.
3 Dallas. Nexus towers are falling. Joker
Oh.
jumping back in onto Watercat. Watercat's gonna go
Maybe.
golden as Noobly trying to find the kills here. Gonna
There's
put him
no
to sleep.
QSS.
But he does have the QSS. Noobly's going golden, but will fall. Sokark's
Dallas?
gonna go down as well. Dallas, here we go. This is the opportunity for him to be useful this game.
Oh
He's
my.
doing kind of a lot of damage. He's gonna
Wait.
get the shutdown there,
Yeah.
but Joker is just gonna be able to one shot the enemy
farm
80
forward.
carry, and this game is going to end in a 2-0 for Dorado Gaming.
Hmm.
Omega.
The chat was interesting as well. Not gonna lie. I don't know if you paid attention.
I wasn't even my my game got unsynced, and then I had to watch I was watching the stream, so I'm looking at
Yeah.
it now. It is pretty interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I know about that. I don't about those messages. It wasn't like any like really something ban worthy or anything. It was just interesting to see the message. But yeah, I guess pretty comfortable win we can say. The like both games, Dorado obviously gets the leads pretty easy, especially in the early
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
They have they just like throw some team fights. I guess we can call it to give the enemy team some false hope so that the defeat would feel much worse on them. I guess it's maybe a mental gameplay. But
Yes.
even with those, Joker, um, again, another game where he kind of saves his team. Because Watercat was getting to a point where he was actually winning team fights, same as Elsa. But
Mhm.
the full build Tristana was kind of just coming on top on almost every single team fight, even if it was close. So MVP for me, I'll just give it to Joker. I'll just say it now. Just cracked performance this
Yeah,
series.
definitely. I mean, doing most damage in both of the games, pretty nice. Definitely was able to step up when needed, and gives Dorado the 2-0 team. Gives Dorado the 2-0 win.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna take a quick break to try and look and see if we can get someone for an interview from Dorado. So we'll be back with one of the members of Dorado. We don't know which yet, but we're gonna see. And we are back with the Dorado Omega 80 carry Joker. Joker, congratulations on the 2-0 win.
You know, just another easy two dubs, quick and easy. What can I say?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess so. And I mean, just real quick before I hand it over to Sultan, how did you guys feel about how the games went today?
I mean, game one was definitely stressful. I hate playing into Twitch. Like, you guys can play into me, but I mean, I'll still beat it. But it's just very annoying because Twitch can, go invisible and get some kills from the here and there. But I mean, I think we were confident in winning both games regardless of what we went into today.
Yeah. I guess in general, you guys were able to finish the whole split undefeated. I'll just go over to the general things and then maybe come back to the match afterwards. Overall, in the whole regular season, was there like a team that you would say this team was a little bit better than the other teams that we played in your group at least?
To be honest, I don't even remember playing half the teams. I mean, it'd probably be to the lower bracket teams because we lost them, right? We dropped the game to them, and those were like the only teams. But I think every team is pretty shit.
Just in the classic Dorado style, I guess every team just feels shit at this point. But um, again, coming back to this game, game one, well, how was the, I guess, the team atmosphere when both games you guys had leads? Obviously, I think game one, the top side lead was pretty big, and eventually there were mistakes made. How did you guys kind of come back afterwards? Because the gold swing was pretty decent, and the fights were kind of started to go in the way of ID after one point.
I definitely think we trolled, but I mean, I don't think we were that worried. Like we would be a little bit frustrated because we made a grief play here and there, but I mean, I think we're just, like I said, we're just still confident in winning, and we still knew what we had to do it. So we just talked about it if we made a bad play and then fix it.
Okay, and especially, I guess, uh, in the jungle and top, there were some misplays, and like I don't want to call them misplays. It's more like inty plays. Was it just like you guys just showing? Oh yeah, we're just gonna int, and we're just gonna still style on you in at the end of the game with the superior team fighting, or it was just like our players are also kind of bad sometimes.
I mean, I don't really watch the top side of the map. I just try to focus on my own lane and stuff, right? But I definitely do think they make a little bit of in plays. But I mean, if they want to ego, I'm gonna let them ego, because you know, if they think they're better, they're gonna do it, and if they win it, they're gonna feel good, you know.
And you also said there wasn't really any other, like any team that kind of piqued your interest in your group. Was there any teams in other groups? Especially I guess Group B is also in the Wednesday division. So maybe a team that you're just interested to play in.
Like I
Into.
said, I don't know who anyone else on the other division is. I was just kind of excited to play today, right? Because these guys beat us in lock-in phase, and they were,
Oh.
they were very confident, right, that they were gonna watch us again. But we just grief draft, and I was 100% clearing them. And like I showed today, I cleared and I watched them. So I don't think I know any of the other teams. Maybe like if I look at their OP, I'll be like, oh, this might be a good team. But I think, like I said, they're all shit, so they're gonna
Yeah.
stay shit to me.
Yeah, I just said that because there's another undefeated team, but you guys obviously are also undefeated. You also backed it with the gameplay you showed. I guess I will say you deserve the MVP. I don't know. I'm pretty sure you also deserve the MVP. You also think yourself deserved the MVP. Was there anyone else that you kind of like want to shout out for D series specifically that like you think maybe contributed to the win more than or equal to you?
I mean, the person probably is Hoshi. He's my partner, like support. He's, I think, very good at the game and very knowledgeable. So I like playing with him. And if I wanted to give my MVP, I'd probably give it to him.
Okay. And what is your like expectation? Like just to win the whole thing, or are you just like satisfied? It is a dumb question, kind of, but would you be satisfied with just like kind of making a deep playoff run?
Oh, okay. I'm not
Or-
gonna be satisfied running or getting, far into playoffs. I'm trying to win it. I'm gonna win it for Hoshi. Hoshi hasn't gotten a chip yet, so that's probably my goal. Get my boy a fucking chip, and then yeah.
You're just doing it for your boy, just trying to get him on the Hall of Fame for Dorado as well.
Mm-hmm. Get that motherfucker up there.
Yeah, everyone deserves to at least get a single chip in their lifetime, especially when you're a Dorado player. So I think that's all of my questions. If you don't have anything to add, Roy Chains.
No, I think we are all good there, and thank you, Joker, for the interview, and that's gonna do it for us here on Wednesday night. What'd you say?
Can I say one thing before
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
leave? All right, so Sol told me to say this. The other team, Omega, you're getting violated by Gamma. So Gamma's gonna clear whatever bracket they're in. Hopefully Nuke clears their bracket. I'm a little bit worried about them, but I think they'll do well. Dorado's gonna win all brackets, and then we're just gonna defeat every players until we face ourselves. So good luck to any of you guys. Hope you guys can do it, but you guys are all shit.
All right. Well, okay, now that's gonna be it for us on Wednesday in the CCS Platinum Division. I've been Rod Chains, joined by Sultan. Hope you guys had a good time on the cast. Have a good rest of your week. We'll see you guys next week for, I believe, the playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there you go. So playoff League of Legends coming at you guys next week. Have a good one. We'll see you guys then.